Hi, I'm Lydia Crespo. I'm the owner of Cozy Shop at the Meadows in Lake St. Louis. April is National Pet Month, so I'm going to lead you through a quick and easy pet portrait embroidery kit. Now, we sell these kits online at cozyshopstl.com. Your kit includes an embroidery hoop, embroidery floss, a needle, and a pet that I have sketched for you. What I need from you is a high-resolution photo so that I can make sure that your pet comes out nice and cute. All right, let's get started.
First, separate your embroidery hoop. The full wood circle lays on the table first. Next, lay your pet portrait embroidery sketch over the top of the full wood circle embroidery hoop. Then take your second embroidery hoop, the one with the screw in it, lay it over the top, and tighten the screw. Tighten the fabric so that you don't get any puckering while you are making your embroidery. Tighten the screw one more time and you're ready to begin. Next, take your embroidery floss and cut to the length you desire. To get a little bit more mileage out of your embroidery floss, separate the strands. I like to use 2 at a time. Next, thread your needle. Leave about a 6 to 8 inch short tail, and on the long tail, make a small knot. All right, we're ready to begin our stitches. Take your needle and poke from the back to the front. Pull your thread all the way through until you feel that knot tug. Then take your needle and make your first stitch. Your stitch lengths should be about the length of a grain of rice. Now for your second stitch, again, poke from the back to the front using the guide of the single grain of rice. Poke your needle through that single grain of rice length. Pull the length of your thread all the way through. Now you'll see a gap between your first stitch and where your second stitch is now. Circle back and poke your needle right where your first stitch had ended. Keep doing this over and over and over again, following that pencil line. You'll notice right here I have a little bit of puckering. That's because I was pulling the thread a little bit too hard, so I knew that I needed to ease up the tension. If this happens to you and it bothers you, just pull the thread out and start over. If it doesn't bother you, just keep going. This is your piece of artwork. You get to choose what stays and what you'd like to try again. And by the way, it's totally okay to start over.
So here I've run out of thread. I've taken it about as far as I can go. So I'm going to remove that needle and take my floss, and I'm just going to knot it just so that it doesn't come loose. And then snip off the ends here and thread your needle again with some more floss, and then you'll be ready to go. I accidentally sewed through one of my corners here and sewed the fabric to itself, so no big deal. Just all you have to do is just remove your needle here, and then you can pull the thread out, and problem solved. But it happens all the time. Again, when you're just moving along and you're just stitching, sometimes that happens.
So we are all done now tracing the outline of our pup.
So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take a little bit of the pink here and just kind of outline a little bit with just like a little touch of color on his ears. Now again, this is up to you. You can put as much or as little. You could even choose to stop right here if you really like this minimalist line look. Again, it's choose your own embroidery, choose your own craft here. Okay, so I just finished up the little pink highlights on the ears. Next, I'm going to just put a little design on the bandana that he's wearing. I'm not gonna add too much fluff to it, but I thought it would be interesting just to maybe put like a little X design on it, just as something to make it a little bit more interesting. So you'll notice that I've
started here with my X's, and then I just kind of started following a little bit of a line as I put them down. Don't get too caught up in the design of this. This one is a little bit more of a challenge, so if you feel up to it, go ahead and try it. If you don't feel like the X is in the right place, go ahead and cut it out of there and start all over again. This is, again, choose your own design, choose your own adventure. So if you don't feel comfortable with putting an X on the bandana design and you'd rather do something adding a little bit more color like you did along the ears here, go ahead and do that. And then you can always, if you feel a little bit more adventurous the next day, go ahead and try that. If you look closely, you'll notice I stitched a few half X's. I did this to give the illusion that the bandana was folded as if it was being worn by the dog. There, yeah, and I think we're finished. Thank you so much for joining me for Pet Portrait Embroidery. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you're looking for something else to do, be sure to head over to cozyshopstl.com and check out our other home kits. We're releasing new ones all the time. And also check us out on our Facebook page at Cozy Shop STL and our Instagram, which is Cozy Shop STL. Thanks.